Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And we're back. Yeah. I think she takes a certain pleasure in trying to sneak the mics are on in there without us noticing.
So we've learned, though.
She kind of giggles. You see her looking kind of low, out of the side of her eyes, and mics are on.
So, once again, you brought a guest on.
Yes.
And he's got a story to tell.
Yeah. Very cool, very interesting company. And anytime I'm all about saving money. Anytime I can save money, I'm on board. And this guy definitely has an interest to save consumers money in an area that is where we spend a lot of money. So especially in Houston and especially during the summer. So, and this being a relocation show, it was definitely something that you have to deal with. And it's something you don't really think about until it's like a pressing issue. And then you're like, oh, yeah. So Cameron Palmore is our next guest. And Cameron, introduce yourself. Tell them who your company is. And...
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me on. My name's Cameron Palmore. I'm one of the operating managers of Power Express, a brand new electricity provider here in Houston. We serve basically 90% of Texas, the ERCOT area. We're a few weeks old, but our management has a collective of about 80 years of experience. Some of our top guys have been around since deregulation. Management experience, we've come in contact with over 3 million customers through the way, and now we've launched our company to help specifically the new movers and the younger generation, make sure that they're paying less for electricity.
I know. I already had that conversation this morning because he's not really aiming at the seasoned individual. He's actually going for the millennials and the
you're out in the
people.
cold.
But you had some really unique approaches to it. The fact that you were saying that that you're going for a very high end service. In other words, you said if you call up, you're going to get a person. You're not going to have a lot of wait time and all that. Talk a little bit about why you're better.
We like to think we're better, and we really do think we're better just because of the services that we do create, like you're talking about. When we formed Power Express, we kind of took in our experiences from other companies that we've worked for and helped them grow. And most of those companies, they're a sales-focused organization. And don't get us wrong, we're a sales company. But in the long run, you really make your mark by being there for the customer when it actually matters. In Texas, we don't have flickering lights all the time, so it's a low-touch environment. So we've created our company.
I like that low-touch environment.
Right,
stealing that from.
My wife is.
We've created our systems, for the past 3 years, and we've taken what we've learned from other companies and make it to where the customers can basically choose whatever is most convenient for them. If they have issues, they can text us or they can email us or Facebook. It all goes to the same place for our customer service representatives. And we don't really have wait time. We've queued things up and hired enough people to where they don't have to sit on 20 minutes listening to the worst hold music in the world.
That's right.
And just getting more angry about their situation. So we've kind of taken our experiences, with what we learned from other companies and kind of did everything right.
Yeah, you mean the elevator music people don't like?
Yeah, the
At the Copacabana, there are 60 callers before you.
The wait time is approximately
19
3 hours.
47 minutes.
So tell me how you're utilizing social media to interact with your customers then.
So we obviously advertise on social media about any fire sales we have. Don't
say fire sale. There are no sales on fires, folks.
If there's any great deals that we have for a limited time only, or the best thing I like to tell our customers, if they have any issue and they're on Facebook, just send us a message or even post it on our wall. We'll make sure to get it within 15 minutes. We're always looking to speak to our customers just because we don't get to talk to them a lot. And, we really make our mark. If that one thing happens bad the entire year, we make sure we do it right the first time.
Well, yeah, that's absolutely right, because consumer experience is everything, and that's what
It is.
And then the consumer is in the driver's seat nowadays
That's
because
right.
of social media and internet and things like that. Because the word passes quickly
It does.
amongst the users and things like that. So, how would they find you on Facebook?
They can find us at Facebook. I guess it's / Power Express Texas, or they can find us on the web at power-express.com.
And so you also have a Twitter account set up?
We do. It's Power Express Texas.
Okay, cool. So when you have somebody that's coming in, they're moving in, and let's just say that Kimberly brought somebody, they need to get electricity turned on. What's a typical turnaround time?
So if you call in the morning, we can typically turn it on that day, but it's a hard thing to do. We usually can do it, but we ask, just give us 1 or 2 days ahead of time. We'll have no problem turning it on. The biggest thing when you're moving is, like you said, you can call us in a short amount of time, but when new movers do that, they really don't have the time to do their research. So they kind of fall victim to the first marketing piece they see or something like that. And a lot of companies...
I love that. Fall victim to the first marketing piece.
Let's make them all victims out there.
Well,
I was slayed by a brochure.
And a lot of companies, larger companies have realized that, and they've signed these people up on rates, that are probably 2 times the market rate. And, when you first move into a company, you have a lot of expenses to incur. So it's kind of like, you don't know which gas station to go. So right now you'd pay $4, and just no one thinks that's reasonable. So, I would say do your homework and actually talk to someone, and make sure that the product that you're signing up for is right for your home.
So,
and I was going to toss in, one thing that I thought was pretty cool, and how this tied into our show was that, in essence, you're kind of a realtor for the power and energy industry, in that just like a realtor is helping you find the best fit, the best location, and negotiating the best price for you. That's an approach that you guys are taking.
That's right. That's exactly right. We've done that. There's millions of people here, but we've kind of boiled it down to a suite of products that we have, and we believe will fit each type of consumer. Rob is not going to need the same thing as Lance when he's looking at his electricity. Even though you guys may have the same size house, you guys may have a 10-year-old air conditioner and a brand new one. So just because you see a rate on the internet or someone tells you it's good doesn't mean that it's right for you, because there's usage fees and things like that may not pertain to you, or you have to pay 12 months a year. So we've got 4 products that basically cater to apartment users, people that are on the go, that really don't want to have a paper bill or ever get mail. We have products for large users that have volumetric discounts, and then we've got conservative plans for people that try to curb their usage during the summer months, and we give credit for that.
I was completely illiterate when it came to the differences in the power companies. It's like I try to be conservative and be frugal with my money and that type of thing. But
he's just cheap. Guys trying to spin this.
But there's so much beyond just what you see the kilowatt hour rate. And that was a big education when I first met you guys, and y'all started, giving me a little more knowledge on it, which was like so many things in life. I got to the point where I'm like, just work with a darn expert. I don't have the time to become an expert in all these things. So just like for sell by owner, I would never do it. No offense to that guy at all out there that created that system. Yeah. I'm going to hire a darn expert who spent the last so many years of their life mastering this subject, and I'm not going to mess with it. And power is shockingly one of these areas where there's... Yes, you like that? That was good. I subtly wove that in there.
A bit of a black magic.
I can't believe you sneak that in.
It's one of these areas where there's so many little opportunities for them to nickel and dime you, and it costs you a lot of money without you ever even knowing. You think, hey, I've got the best rate. Here's my kilowatt hour, and I'm good to go. That's not the case.
Right. Yeah, and like you're saying, you actually never see the product that we deliver, and you kind of have to trust us a lot.
Not unless you put your finger in that socket.
To be able to deliver that product. and the nickel and diming is something that we believe that it's just not good for a long-term business, and it's not good for our image. when we sign up customers or we talk to customers, we're actually not incentivizing any of our employees to sign them up. It's more of a retention thing. Have we done a good job in creating that relationship from the first time they call, and then the first time, God forbid, they have a problem?
What's the number one happy surprise after you explain your program to new clients or
the
customers?
number one is actually a few months after someone moves into a house,
it wasn't a happy ending, Chris.
I know. I wasn't.
I said happy
It was
surprise.
the way you said it.
Yeah, a lot of the
I had
times,
to laugh.
a lot of the times we talk to people that moved a few months ago and they signed up on a month-to-month plan that seemed flexible. They can leave whenever they want and things like that.
So there's no contracts with you all.
We do have contracts.
Okay.
We actually don't sell month-to-month plans, but when we talk to customers that signed up with another provider on a month-to-month plan, they'll say, "Oh, the rate was so good, and now I'm paying triple what I'm used to," and we kind of urge them. Well, we educate them on what a month-to-month plan is, and then I can raise pretty much every month, every billing cycle. And that's one of the reasons why we don't offer it, just because we want to instill that trust in our customers.
So how long are your plans typically? What's the commitment?
The commitment is, right now it's 12 months, and depending on what our fuel prices are, what natural gas and coal is, we'll offer what's most what's best for the customer. Usually, what's the lowest price.
Well, even if gas goes up or something like that, and it impacts you, then you have a chance to pass it on to the consumer at that point? Or?
No, it doesn't, and that's where kind of the financial experts come into our businesses. When we sign up a customer, we actually go out into the market and hedge their electricity for the 12 months. So it's kind of like we've bought a contract with a supplier, with a natural gas company, that Rob is going to have his power for the next 12 months at this price, and we've locked you in. So we've minimized as much price risk there as possible. But if power were to double, you wouldn't see that in your bill.
So you had something you were sitting over there percolating a minute ago.
I don't remember.
It's
It's all these darn Facebook messages coming in. It's totally messing me up over here. My phone's buzzing like every 3 seconds because Chris is posting selfies over there.
Hey, you got to have a good time in the studio. I was carrying it over from the bus ride yesterday.
It's like, oh gosh darn, I got to pick up my phone. I can't even let it sit down. I'm afraid it's going to be heard on air.
Well, our producer Ashley just gave us
Shaking our head.
We're the number one show.
We're the number one show. That is correct. We're
Yes.
officially the number one show. But it also means, how can we reach you?
Yes.
I would say go to our website, power-express.com, or even better, give us a call, toll-free, 877-400-0232.
Our agents are standing by, and there will be no hold
They
time.
are. We give free bill analysis just to make sure that your current contract is in good shape, and if it's not, we've got something to help you out.
Awesome.
That is always important, because a lot of times people will come in, as you mentioned, and they'll just take whatever's, who you currently use, and they just sign off on that.
They got
and
other
go
things
forward,
on their
right?
mind right now.
Then what ends up happening is a year later, they end up realizing, wow, I've got a cost that I didn't realize was that expensive. So definitely give them a call. Great individual, great company. They are there to take your call, and you will not be put on the Copacabana hold line. So, time flies when you're having fun, though. We got to pay for the show. We have one more segment to go, open mic. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Ain't that a hole in the boat? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep and keep grinning. If this